Welcome to Follow Everton. Everton have survived. 3-2 winners against Palace today. You're joining us. Well, Ryan's live inside Goodison Park. Ryan, that was unprecedented scenes. A match to savour for years to come.
Oh my God, it was Crystal Bull, wasn't it? I mean, we were 2-0 down against all the odds. The game had everything. The refereeing decisions going against us. And, you know, conceding stupid goals from set pieces. Nothing was going our way at all. 2-0 down at half time. And Everton did what they did last time they were in this relegation battle and stayed up. Fantastic comeback. Calvert-Lewin getting the last laugh. Phenomenal, Stevie. It means so much to him. And I've lost my words. The scenes after the game on the pitch, you know, Goodison Park was, the pitch was invaded. And, you know, fans are entitled to vent themselves in any way that they can because of what they've been through this season supporting the team. There's only so much really I can say because I've obviously witnessed this. I'm very emotional. But Stevie, you must be delighted. I'm just going to show you. There's still some people here now, but most people have climbed, have gone. There was people climbing on top of the director's box area. People doing knee slides on the pitch. Phenomenal. The reality is my stream's probably going to go off now. But I've got Wi-Fi inside the ground. Don't ask how. But you couldn't write it. That does not happen to Everton. You do not go 2-0 down. You don't have the comeback. You don't score the goals from set pieces. Calvert-Lewin and the relief, Stephen. I know I'm going on because I'm going to have to go and come back in. But the relief, I mean,
we'll bring you back in about 20-30 minutes or something like that, Ryan. If you just joined us, I'm sure that you stayed to watch the pitch invasion at the end of the match, and there's obviously a lot to unravel, but the main headline is that Everton are no longer under threat of relegation, and for the first time all season we can actually go to bed and sleep. I'm Stevie, and I'll be your host for this extended broadcast where we're going to be bringing in a rolling series of guests.
Thank you.
Some of our fans are inside Goodison now. Many of you are already starting to join us, having come out to Goodison Park or finishing watching the match. Where do we start? I mean, I have to say, I'd written Everton off at half-time. My exact comments were along the lines of, we're not coming back from this. So I am absolutely stunned at the second half performance. It was just unbelievable. The contrast between the first and the second half. But let's just catch our breath and just take in what's just happened here. Everton with a 3-2 win against Palace, having been 2-0 down at half time. I mean, they don't half make it difficult for our fans. But yeah, at half time I wrote, shocking once again. This game is over. Palace too good. The second goal was unbelievably poor non-league defending. So what are your comments? We're getting dozens of comments in. We'll be taking all your comments. We'll be listening to your views. The main thing is everyone should have a drink. Everyone should have a great night. And if it would be like this, if we just escape relegation with one game to go, imagine what it'd be like if we actually won a trophy. They were saying on the broadcast on TV that Everton, you know, this is unbelievable. I think this is an unprecedented situation for the way that fans have reacted to just escaping from relegation. Of course, Everton 68 years in the top flight. It was very nervy. I mean, listen, at half time, I was thinking it's going to Arsenal, and I don't think we're getting anything there either. I think we're relying on other results. It's taken some of the atmosphere. It's just been quite incredible. I mean, it's been incredible for weeks, but it's just a shock to the system to see us come from a 2-0 down and then do that.
Steve,
it's just, I don't even know. Yeah,
Steve, I believe Dan can come on now. So do you want to take me out? And I'll probably do a separate video or come in later.
Well, we'll hand over to
Make
you
sure
a
you
bit
get those
later,
comments
Ryan.
on. Get those comments on and make sure you smile, Stevie. We're staying up. The team's fucking shite. And we're staying up. We are staying up with the worst, shittest fucking team I've ever seen. Everything goes against us. Refs, injuries, penalties, everything. We're staying up.
Ryan,
You've the
I'll
worst
hand over.
Everton team in Premier League
Focus
history
on
staying up. Go and enjoy
focus
it. I'll see you
focus
later.
focus on getting back safely. I have a hosting job to do. Of course, we'll be taking your comments. We will be bringing in Dan and John. People are stuck in traffic trying to get outside the ground. We'll be going through all your comments. If you've just joined us, or quite frankly, where have you been? I'm sure you haven't been anywhere else other than either at Goodison or watching Everton finally allow their fans to take a well-earned break, securing, after an incredible fight back, Everton were 2-0 down, to win 3-2. Apologies here. It is a very emotional night, seeing the scenes at the stadium. I was up in Liverpool for the Brentford match, and unfortunately I couldn't stay for this game. Tickets were like gold dust as well. And Everton, with a second half display like none other. Yes, we had a little bit of a fortune towards the end in terms of, Richarlison's goal. But, it just shows you that if we get good deliveries into the box, Calvert-Lewin still got it. And I think that the spirit of the club has been lifted now, and we can finally start to think about the summer, because it's been a long, stressful season. And I've had to keep dyeing my hair because it keeps going greyer every single game. 43% of the ball Everton had, so it wasn't a game that Everton dictated. And of course, we fell 2-0 down in the game. And I think at that point, most fans thought, oh, that's it. I mean, I certainly did. Matata got the first after 21 minutes. Then Ayew got the goal at 36 minutes. That was a bit of a calamity defending-wise. We're going to bring in Dan, but crazy goals. I mean, it was like, I described it as non-league defending, and we went in 2-0 thinking, no chance coming back from that. And then, of course, we came out second half fighting, and I could just sense this was going to be our night. There was just something that the way they were playing, I thought, you know what, we could probably get 2. I did not expect us to get 3 goals. I'm going to bring in the optimist who I bet thought we were going to get 3 goals. Dan, how are you feeling at half-time, and how do you feel now?
Well, like you just said, I thought that we could bring it back. I said, I didn't put a bet on, but I said, get a bet on, because I don't know why. I just thought we played so shit first half, second half can only get better and we can bring it back. And what a comeback that was, though. Absolute style.
That's got to be up there, Dan, with Wimbledon, 94.
Well, I'm so glad that Calvert-Lewin scored the winner, because I backed him. And even in the space last night, someone said to me, oh, don't play him. And I says, he looked sharper. He looked good last game. Play him again. And I thought he'd score the winner, and he bloody did. Oh, my God. The fans went crazy, though, on the pitch, didn't they, when he scored the winner?
When he scored the winner, they went crazy. But I had this thing where I was like, I want to see this out before I'm properly celebrating. But I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe that we'd scored 3 second-half goals after such a poor first-half performance. Or was it a poor performance, Dan, or were Palace just good?
Do you know what I think it was? I think they were scared. That's what it was. The Everton players were scared. The atmosphere was mega. They bottled it, didn't they? They absolutely bottled it.
So once the fear had gone, because
the heads wasn't with it, because Mykolenko left his man. They're too scared. There wasn't. Do you know where you're scared in a game and you're just thinking about everything too much and you get everything wrong? That's what happened. That's what brought the mistakes on. They looked scared.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, I'm still stunned. I can't believe we're safe. Because if you told me that 55 minutes ago, I just wouldn't have believed you. I would have said no. Said we're relying on results at 90 minutes at the Emirates, but we are safe. And I have to put that up to say
two seconds back on into just celebrating still.
We'll bring you back on. Of course, we've got so much to go through. there were some outstanding performances from Everton, particularly in the second half. I thought Michael Keane had a good game, but I thought Decore run himself completely ragged in the second half. I mean, he was all over the pitch. I mean, his intensity was superb. Of course, Calvert-Lewin got the goal. Richarlison credit for shooting when, quite frankly, I don't think it was checkmate at that point. I don't know how he got the ball in the net. Keane, it was a great finish. But I thought I would give a special mention to Dele. Came on second half, and he showed real promise, good passing, and great commitment. And I think it's still very early days for that Dele, but I was really pleased to see that. I was pleased to see John Joe Kenny come on and they're shop and like try and defend 3-2 lead rather than do something drastic, because I think we learned our lesson from Brentford. The scenes are just quite incredible. I mean, if you didn't get to see this, if you were listening on the radio, I have saved a few pictures of what was going on here. There's so many, quite frankly. I think the crowd's actually got bigger than this. But this is a night in history for Everton. We welcome all your comments. We're going to be here long into the night, I'm sure. Ryan will be joining us once he's safely on his way home. Dan will be back in a minute. And we'll be going through some of your comments in just a second. But yeah, if you just joined us, we have lots of people watching live. Everton winning 3-2, having been 2-0 down at half time. Dan's going to come back in now. Hi, Dan.
Back here. Back here.
You got a voice left. I was just singling out some players that I thought gave top performances. Keane, Decore, and Dele in the second half. Is there anyone else that you want to mention that you thought played really well?
I thought all 11 players completely bottled it first half and turned it around for themselves second half, which they had to do. I was speaking to a person last night. You just wonder what was said at half time then? Yeah, I was speaking to a person last night and I goes, "What do you think?" And he was like, "We're going to find out whether they've got bollocks or not." That's what he said. He goes, "We're going to find out whether these players have got bollocks or not." And literally, that is what happened second half. They showed that they had bollocks. Decore, first half, messed it up, lost the ball, didn't know where he was. Worst game I've ever watched him play. Same with Mikalenko, same with most of the players didn't know what they was doing and didn't show no bottle. Didn't look like there was didn't look like they was up for it, did they? That first half, I was scared, mate. I'm not going to lie. I still believed, because I always do, but I was scared. I thought, you know what? We've lost this and Arsenal's going to be a hard game. We could go down. I was starting to think this is it. We could be buggered here. But then, like I say, Decore...
Did you genuinely believe we were going to win 3-2 down at half time?
Yeah, I did, because...
Optimist.
Do you know the only thing that made me believe that is the Dele Alli substitution. Bringing Dele Alli on. That was massive. Gomez wasn't the right player to be on, was he?
It wasn't. Let's talk about those Everton goals, because they're great, and we'll go through some comments, and then I'm sure we'll have other guests on. First of all, the Keane goal, it came 10 minutes into the second half on 54. I mean, it's just great control, wasn't it? He controlled it and left-footed. Just sort of half-volleyed it into the Gladys Street. I mean, it was a fabulous goal. Yeah,
well, if the players in front of you ain't doing it, then the two centre-backs need to come forward and do it themselves, don't they?
Holgate. Yeah, it was Holgate that kept the ball into the... Am I right in thinking that Keane has played centre-forward before? That he played in a different position?
Do you know that goal? It reminded me, you'll say I'm crazy, obviously they went not as good as him, but it reminded me of a Jagielka goal. Do you know where Jagielka hit that goal? Yeah. Against, I think it was Liverpool or something like that.
It was Liverpool, and it was way outside the Cop, and it was
Jagielka was a lot better, but it just reminded me. Do you know where he just controlled, like kept his body nice, controlled it, and just put it where it needed to be? Cracking finish by Keane. Good though, because Keane's had a bit of stick as well, rightly so. Because he's had a lot of bad games this season, but
I think at that moment it was a big turning point, because if we hadn't got that goal, this comeback wasn't on. That was what galvanised the crowd, and that's what allowed us to get the vocal support back on side, because I think everyone was feeling so anxious at that point that there wasn't as much singing. And then, of course, we did have to wait another 20 minutes. And I was thinking, you know what, we might get 2-2 here but time is running out. And then really out of nowhere, again in the Gladys Street, Richarlison shot, slight deflection, but it ends up in the net. I was stunned. How did that end up in the net?
He knew what he was doing. And I tell you something, when you need somebody, Richarlison is there. When you need that goal, when you need something, when you're down and out and you need someone to show that they have got the fight in them, Richarlison is the man. It's why he's my favourite player, because he has scored so many game-changing goals for Everton. You know, I know he hasn't scored a lot, but the goals that he has scored is when we're down and he needs to help us, and he's done that. And
Dan, he's a player of real quality, and I really hope that we.
Did you see his touch though? His touch was good. Like he touched it so he could finish it.
First touch was good.
Yeah,
but I think he had his back to goal. It was almost like out of the blue. I wasn't expecting the net to bulge, but I think that's just a poaching goal, wasn't it? It was a poacher's goal, and I think I saw in a report this morning that Richarlison was talking about maybe moving away. Well, that's rumours or not, we don't. But this is a guy that's he's a top Brazilian international centre forward playing in a very poor Everton side, or at least a side that hasn't gelled. But then we had 15 minutes to go, and of course we were putting. What I really liked about the performance is that we did mix it up. There were many long balls, but they weren't all long balls. So we mixed up the play. We're moving Palace side to side, but you're just wondering where's that third goal going to come from, or whether we would just settle for a point, which of course wouldn't have been enough. Burnley drawing tonight, and you just know that a point wouldn't have made much of a difference because we kind of needed to win on the way it went, and the goal difference with Burnley and all of that. And then Gray came on and sort of with about 15, 20 minutes to go. He came, maybe a bit longer than that. He came on for Gordon, didn't he? And Gordon, he'd been playing a lot of games recently. Gray came on. He had a little bit of space because Coleman was occupying the right-hand side. But he took the free kick, and wasn't it good quality? It was something we've been missing all season.
Really, really good ball. I mean, it was fizzed in fast, and that's what you need. But was the first goal Mikalenko's delivery as well? He had a bad first half, but I think the first goal was Mikalenko putting the ball in as well.
But it was Holgate that kept the ball into play.
Yeah, so that was a good ball as well. So we did well in the set plays. Calvert-Lewin really put himself about this game, didn't he?
He did, and I think game by game he's going to start looking better. But unfortunately, everything has gone against us all season. The defending, I mean, I don't want to focus on it, but there was a big decision that happened in the first half where I thought that the Palace player was very lucky to stay on and then went on to score. It was AU. He ended up scoring the goal, but it's just very unlikely that. I think Ryan's joining us back on the screen. How well can you hear us?
Get in there.
It was never in doubt.
The boys are back in town. They're loving it.
I think
they are loving it. I was so
gutted
we've crashed
I wasn't there. The StreamYard, Dan.
I was so gutted I wasn't there. Was you?
Absolutely. I mean, I was there on Sunday, and it was like riots or Armageddon before the match, with the scenes. But today looked even more ballistic.
I was glad that it was nice to see the players not getting intimidated by the fans and just enjoying it. Calvert-Lewin was going absolutely crazy. Richarlison was going crazy. Lampard was going crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to start going through some of the comments because while the signal was
is the stream working well this time or not?
It's working well for me. There they all are.
Yes, that's
There they all are, the crew. Everyone's got a red face.
There's 200 people watching that stream.
I think this is the most nice people we've had.
Of course, there's 200 people watching. I'm on it. Dan the man.
Dan in the smelly shirt that's not been in the wash for 3 weeks.
Fuck what you're saying, right?
Okay.
We are saying up. Absolutely amazing. That second half was fucking wow. I don't care who says. Don't give a shit anymore. Not ours, right? There has been an inquest at the end of the season now as to what happened in this season, but fuck it. We're staying up. I'm not bothered. fucking stop talking shit. Let's get on the fucking booze.
We don't need to say we're staying up. Like we're hoping we're staying up now. We're up. That's it.
No, what are you talking about? We're going safe.
We've done it.
Look, we wouldn't have had this any other way. If Everton had gone in, if Everton had won this 3-0, that wouldn't have been Everton.
No, it doesn't matter. We're staying up because Leeds can't catch us.
Stevie, watching.
Dan, Leeds can't catch us. We're staying up.
I know we've done it. That's what I say. We've done it. We have done it.
Yeah,
We've done it.
That's Mabsy. That second half was like 2 pairs of boxers stuff, mate. That was.
Just like Ali came on, changed the whole game.
Palace were shocking in the second half, weren't they?
Yeah.
Crumbled.
Well, they were 2.
Guys, the signal from you guys is not very good, not very clear. I'm going to start going through a few of the comments, but we'll keep you there. Dan, I mean, this is a historic match. This is going to go down in history as one of probably the matches that everyone goes back and refers to, just like 94 and 98. And I think that there are so many ingredients in this game that before the game, you had them coming down the Goodison Road, but from the Dixie Dean statue end, and the scenes apparently there are about 5,000 fans outside of the ground before the game, which is pretty incredible. I don't know whether this would be normal for any other Premier League club. I don't even know whether City have done this when they've won the title, but they did us proud. But the game didn't get off to a good start, did it? I mean, Palace dominated possession, and Everton were chasing shadows for most of the first half.
Yeah, that first goal was a bit of a killer because straight away, you know, we need to win, and you've got to score 2 goals to win when we're 1-0 down. So straight away, you're worried. Kills the crowd a little bit as well because you're 1-0 down. And then the big, which we're going to talk about now, which we haven't said, is that the red card, 100% a red card, 100%. I don't know what you think.
I don't know what they're watching. It was right in front of the dugout. It was a red card for me, Dan. I mean, we've seen Everton hard done by throughout the season, and we could have countless. We could spend all night talking about it. Incidentally, the goal that led to the second goal was the 11th or the 12th mistake that's led to a goal. But before that, the same scorer, Ayew, basically goes in almost 2-footed high, right in front of the dugout. And for me, Gordon doesn't go down like that in that much pain unless that's a really bad tackle. And it's probably a yellow and a half. But the way we've seen it is, I think there should be no tolerance for that.
Well, it's frustrating when the commentator's saying it's a red card. All the commentator is saying when I'm listening to it, he's saying it's a red card. This is going to be a red card.
Did you listen to on your commentary? Was it Osman?
It wasn't for me. It was a different person, but he was saying it was a red card.
Osman wasn't quite as biased, but I think he was hinting at that. I think he was trying to remain neutral. David, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can. What was the Burnley score?
1-1. They finished. I think they were down to 10 men at the end.
I predicted the draw on that one.
I think
a lot of people want Leeds down. But that's
not fucking us. That's it. That's all.
That's the thing.
You know what?
They can finally.
I don't care anymore what them cunts do now. Don't give a fuck anymore. I'm done.
No, it's done. It's done.
I think we can stop the subscription to Zopliclone now and all get a bloody good night's sleep. I think it's probably going to... Madsy, Basil, you've obviously been in the ground. Dan and I are very jealous of that. The place looked bouncing. I've got pictures that we put up.
Honestly,
absolutely.
Just fucking wow.
Was that for you? Was that the best match you've been to in terms of atmosphere?
But it's up there. It really is. I mean, we were dead and buried at half time. There's no one's going to change my mind. No one thought we were going to win that game after that half time.
I did.
We don't believe.
I did.
After we scored, this is the 3-2 goal.
Yeah.
Did you go on the ground or not?
There were fans on the pitch with plenty of time to go. And of course, if you just joined us, I'm sure you were somewhere amongst that crowd.
It's massive. The pitch, there was that many people on there.
Were you guys on the pitch?
Ways up.
I didn't.
No one went on the pitch.
No one.
No one went.
No one was on it. Of course, no one's in the
Of
pitch.
course not.
And it was never in doubt. Listen, relegation. It was never.
Always
Look,
about Steve. It
was there was no sweat on relegation. It was never, Dan. It was never going to happen, was it? We were safe all season.
No,
We've been pushing for 16th all year.
Like I said to you, that first half I was shitting it, but I still believed.
Well, it's good that you had the belief. I think the players had the belief once the Keane goal went in. I think they really genuinely believed. It was almost like we had an extra spring in our step. Dad, you were watching it from the top balcony.
Yeah.
Is that your dad?
Rocking up there.
Lots of noise. Lots
of noise, lots of shouting, lots of standing.
Everyone was. The whole stadium was bouncing. Whole stadium, no stands, was quiet. No stands. I'm not having anyone saying Parker was quiet.
Let's go through them one at a time. How do you feel? One word.
Relieved.
Relieved as well.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to say that.
Relieved is the word.
Relieved.
I am slightly ashamed as well that it actually came.
You do need to keep driving.
Yeah, but Ryan, if you're going to win it, you've got to win it with style. You might as well go down 2-0 first and then bring it back.
The elation. It's all built up from losing every game.
There's 400 people watching that stream now. 400.
I'm going to start going through some of the comments because we want to involve, of course.
Yeah, get involved.
Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the Follow Everton channel because we have been running this channel all season and we have now peaked with 400 live watchers.
Oh, for survival. Hit that like button right now. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. Turn notifications on because we're going to be the best Everton content for this season, for the next game, and also for the next season. And we're going to actually celebrate something. It's not going to be this shit where we're all coming on moaning. We're gonna actually do something next season. But yeah, hit the subscribe button. Steve, you're doing a fantastic job. Let's pass the phone back.
So in terms of our 400,
so come on,
get down to Goodison bar.
Chris says, I don't want to see another season like that. I don't think I can take it. After 94 and 98.
I'm just made up.
Well, I'm pleased to say I'm off to Barca. That's it now for me. I'm done.
Up the fucking topic.
Right, we're going to go.
You need about 10
going through the comments and get our fans involved because there wasn't just us lot in Goodison. There were tens of thousands of fans watching this game. But we've got John joining us. John, can you hear us? Okay.
Come on, boys! We're staying up. That's what we're talking about.
He's delighted.
Come on, it's unbelievable. I'm literally speechless. But we've made it, and we've got good things to look forward to now. We've seen the passion is there, and we know they can do something. That's what it's about. So now we need to fight for it next season. Come on, the boys. How was the atmosphere?
I think it was just incredible, John. I think the fact that we've been up against it all season just makes this even more. I told you so. It was almost like
Everton so brightly.
Between the VAR decisions, the mistakes of the players, the quality, everything has gone really against us all season, and this is just a massive relief.
Incredible, and it means so much to the fans. You can see it, you can hear it, and that's what it's about. Merseyside is blue.
We are allowed to put the censored comments on today, I think. If you are watching this from the Metropolitan, please excuse the earlier scenes where Ryan was driving at the same time as broadcasting. David Jackson says, so happy. Where does Frank start? Well, who cares about next season? Let's just celebrate right now. But David, you are right. There will be a full post-mortem on this channel where we'll go through everything with a tooth comb and find out why we've ended up in the middle of May sweating on a Thursday night that we've beaten Palace at home to survive from the Premier League. David
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, his bullet header was a sensational goal, and that deserved to be the winner. We came out in the first half, and it was not a good performance. Palace were looking fresh and playing very neat football. But then we came out and we realised what the job was, and we switched on and we turned it up a gear. And the goals we scored shows the capability these players have when we're fighting for it. And this is how we move forward.
Do you know what I said it was? I said before you come on, first off, the players were scared. They bottled it. They were scared. Second off,